Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? Let's proclaim the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to another episode of The Spread. I'm your host, Jim Stella, live via satellite with Jay Dash. Dash, how are you doing up there hanging out in Pennsylvania?
Well, after that loss to Miami, I'm doing horrible.
Yeah, it was brutal. I was watching it on the internet. I almost hoped my internet went out.
Yeah. Did you put money down on it?
Yeah, I lost.
Yeah, well, obviously, if you put money down on it.
I had the Steelers at a half point. They couldn't even pull out a 1-point victory for me. They're garbage.
Yeah, they look terrible, man. The one good thing is they're coming home. I said it last week that the Miami game could be a letdown game. They could be looking ahead. I mean, it was set up for that. Them look ahead to their biggest matchup of the season in New England. And it seems to me that's what they did. I know injuries played a role as well, but it looks like they were looking ahead. The one injury that's obviously going to scare you, though, is Big Ben going down. Now, looking ahead does nothing for you. You might as well look ahead until week 11 now.
Yeah, the biggest story coming into this week, Roethlisberger torn meniscus, said his knee's black and blue and hurts like hell. We talked to our athletic trainer, Brandon. He said it's about usually a 4 to 6 week injury for a normal person, but Ben will probably be back in around 3, considering it's the NFL, and the Steelers really need him because our backup quarterback situation isn't the greatest. The biggest battle going on in social media right now is Landry Jones or Zach Mettenberger. If you're Mike Tomlin, are you giving it to anybody right now, or are you letting them compete in practice? Because so far what I've seen from Tomlin, he said Mettenberger will get a chance, but Jones is going to get all the snaps with the first team. So how does that give Mettenberger a chance?
Yeah, it really doesn't. And from what I heard, Landry did take all the snaps today, so it looks like it's going to be Landry Jones. If you ask me, if Mettenberger knows enough of the playbook, I go ahead and play him, man. I see no reason to give Landry another shot. I know he looks good when someone gets hurt mid-game and he comes in sometimes. We've seen it a couple times last season. He had a good half or something. But when he starts, he looks terrible. And I'm not saying Michael Vick was any better last season or anything, but somehow he managed to stay in to the end of the game at least. I don't see Landry Jones doing that, especially against New England, man. I mean, I think this game could end up being a joke.
It's a scary situation going up against Tom Brady. He already smokes the Steelers defense almost every time he plays us. You would think Pittsburgh's going to need to put up 30 points to win this football game, and I don't know, can that happen with Landry Jones or Zach Mettenberger, quarterback?
No, maybe Charlie Batch. Who else is there? Who was the other guy? Bruce Gregkowski. I'd take all these guys over Landry
What about
Jones.
Byron Leftwich and his brittle bones?
I'd take him, man.
He's like the black Tony Romo. Every time he gets hit, he crumbles.
Well,
remember when his arm snapped in half in a game and it flopped and they kept showing it on the replay? That was sick.
I do remember that. Do you remember when Landry Jones tried to throw a pass and it goes to the other team every time?
Yeah, that happens a lot in Landry's career. 4 times in that Eagles preseason game. You know, we should have known that we were going to get smoked by the Eagles, considering they smoked us in the preseason.
Yeah, but that really doesn't mean anything. Ben wasn't playing. It's completely different.
Brady actually gave Roethlisberger some credit, said he's one of the greatest quarterbacks he's ever played against.
Well, you should say that. I mean, you go back into Tom Brady's history. I guess he probably faced Favre once or twice. I don't know. Who else is there, man?
Manning.
Yeah, well, obviously Manning's going to be
both Mannings.
Yeah. Eli Manning, I think he, 300 touchdown passes, one of the youngest to do that, or 200 touchdown passes. I can't remember what it was. Guys, it looks like that guy's going to be a Hall of Famer too, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his 2 Super Bowl rings. He's got all those, not all the stats, he leads in all of them, but he's definitely up there in the conversation. Plus, he's got the name.
Yeah, but I think what the Steelers got to do this week, obviously, it's either going to be Landry or Mettenberger. It looks like it's going to be Landry Jones. You have to find a way to get the ball to Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell as soon as possible. Don't try to hold the ball and try to make plays. Just get them the ball as quick as possible and hope they make the plays for you.
Are you going old school and running the football 40 times this week? Healthy dose of D'Angelo and Le'Veon?
Well, D'Angelo's injured right now. I don't even know if he's going to play in this game.
Yeah, I heard he has either a foot or a knee injury, but I think he'll be out there.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens too. It's not like New England's going to go out there and just let Le'Veon run all over the place against them. And if they fall behind too early, just like they did in this Miami game, Le'Veon Bell had 10 carries in that game, man. He needs to have, if you want to win this New England game, he needs 25 or 30 carries, and he needs to produce some yardage with those carries as well. And I just don't think it's going to happen. They can stack the box. All they have to do is make Landry Jones beat him, and that's going to be impossible.
The New England defense is 9th against the rush and 18th against the pass. So I have this odd feeling that Tomlin and Haley are going to try to come out throwing in this football game, and it's really going to blow up in the Steelers' face. I don't want to say they don't have a shot, because last week Miami didn't look like they had a shot and they come out and dominated. But I don't see how Pittsburgh wins this football game outside of Brady having, an off day, or the defense coming up with like 3 or 4 turnovers, literally.
I think
maybe
that's the
they
same
get
thing.
A couple fumbles, or, just kind of get to Brady and get him off his game a little bit. It's going to have to be by the defense. I don't think they're going to be able to run for 200 yards like Miami did against us.
Yeah, and seeing Brady these past 2 games, I don't know if that's going to happen, man. He has a ton of weapons out there. LeGarrette Blount looks good in the run game so far this season. James White had a big week last week. I think he had 2 touchdowns in the passing game. That's the guy that's going to be used in the passing game. They actually have Dion Lewis, who's going to be coming back in a few weeks as well, so they're going to be getting better. But then you have Rob Gronkowski, who had the slow start to the season. He's back healthy now. He had a big game last week. Martellus Bennett isn't fully healthy either, but we seen a couple weeks ago he had 3 touchdowns in Brady's first game back. They have that Chris Hogan out there who stepped up in Brady's first game back. Now, he only had 1 catch last week, and I think he's going to be a little bit inconsistent, but still he can blow up with the big games as well. They just have too much out there for Brady and for this defense, really, considering Mike Mitchell might not play, Golden might not play, Shazier's probably not going to play, Hayward's definitely not going to play, Vince Williams was banged up last game. What was that guy's name that stepped up, you said?
Tyler Medikevich.
So,
Big Red.
If that's what it comes out, I mean, with all these injuries, man, the Steelers are setting themselves up for disaster this week. I think Brady is going to be able to pick this defense apart.
Did you see Vontaze Burfict cheap shot of Martellus Bennett in the game that he played against New England last week? And then they found video of him stomping on LeGarrette Blount's hand when LeGarrette Blount was under a pile on purpose. So the NFL's looking into it. He might get suspended again.
Suspend him 4 more games, man. Screw that dude.
Dude is garbage.
He's a piece of crap, man.
I can't believe Cincinnati keeps running him out onto the field.
We see it with a lot of teams, though, man. He's a good player. He is. It's just he's an idiot. They're going to keep
the other team's good players. That's the only reason it makes him look good. Dude's a piece of garbage.
He is, but I mean, you got to keep giving him the chance, dude. He's pretty much their best defensive player.
They got Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah.
Who
else? Obviously Julian Edelman, probably their top target outside of Gronkowski. They still have Danny Amendola out there. I just don't see how this defense is going to be able to stop all these weapons out there that New England has.
Yeah, it's going to be scary, especially if Brady gets out to a 7-0 or 14-0 lead. Then you're going to have Landry trying to play from behind. If he throws the ball 30 times, we have no shot at winning. I think
they're going to come out throwing, man. I know Jay Ajayi blew up against the Steelers defense last week, but I still trust the Steelers to stop the run somewhat. If they come out and do what they did last week, this is going to be an embarrassment. They have to find a way to stop the run. And I mean, Brady will go out there and beat them anyways, but if they don't stop the run, man, this is going to get ugly.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying if Landry Jones throws the football 30 times or more, there's no chance. He'll throw 4 picks if he does that.
Oh, believe it, man. I'm worried. Look, Tom Brady, 800 yards passing almost already. 2 games.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like a video game for him out there.
Yeah.
The older he gets, the better he gets, too. You keep predicting he's going to crumble. This dude just keeps saying in your face.
So with Landry Jones, what do you think they should go out there and try to do, man?
If the defense can keep Brady in the Patriots offense slowed down, I guess, a little bit and doesn't allow them to just score at will, drive after drive.
Oh, how
I
many
think you
points
got
can New England score and it still be a chance to win the game?
25 tops. No, the Steelers' offense isn't going to be able to score more than 25.
They might have 25 in the first quarter.
They might. And if that happens, they definitely got no shot unless we block 15 field goals and run them back for touchdowns.
It just sucks, man. I did not want to see Landry again this season.
It sucks, too, because this is supposed to be, and it's still going to be a good game. I don't know, whatever. But, I mean, this was going to be a marquee matchup for the NFL this season. Ratings are down all across the board for the NFL.
Good for him.
But, yeah, they were really hoping this game would draw big ratings. It's probably not, at least nationally, without Roethlisberger in there. Locally, it'll still get a huge turnout.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about it last week, man. I said they had to go out there, beat Miami, and then go into this New England game, each team with one loss, and it would pretty much whoever came out of this game with a win would be the AFC favorite for the Super Bowl. And I think we can already predict who is going to win and who is the favorite for the Super Bowl at this point with Big Ben going down.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Ben's healthy, I still think the Steelers can match up well with New England. But I think if we have to go to New England in the playoffs, it's not going to be a good showing for the Steelers. They just aren't playing well on the road this year. They haven't played well on the road the past few years. A lot of it under Mike Tomlin. Not too many teams beat New England in New England. So I really don't think this Steelers team with the bend but don't break defense will be able to handle it because they're going to just get snapped right in half when Brady rolls into town. And even worse if we have to go there.
I don't know. I was going into this week with high expectations of the Steelers team, man. But just seeing how they played on the road, it's the same old crap from this team.
I mean, even when Roethlisberger comes back, it's going to be a problem. We really got to play better on the road.
Yeah, and I mean, they needed that Miami win because what? They're 4-2 now. You expect them to move to 4-3. Then they have the bye. They're going to play Baltimore after that, probably without Big Ben. That might be another game without Big Ben. So I would have to guess a loss there too.
And that's at Baltimore.
Exactly. So you're looking at 4-4, and you really got to play good football the rest of the season.
We'll still have to go to Cleveland, go to Indianapolis, go to Buffalo, and go to Cincinnati.
And I think Buffalo is going to be the toughest one out of all those teams.
And we got the 5-1 Cowboys coming to town in Week 10.
Ugh.
Tony Romo may be able to play by then, but I think Dak Prescott's going to hold it. I guess you can count on a victory both times against Cleveland, but you never know. I've been to Cleveland when we got beat, and Roethlisberger doesn't lose to them very often, but it happens. And the game in Cincinnati is no joke. I mean, the Bengals are 2-4, but hey, they're a good 2-4 football team. They're just falling on some bad times right now. I thought that they would be take maybe a step back this year, but I didn't think they'd be 2-4 at this point in the year. But it's going to be tough. I know we play well in those cities typically on the road, but it just doesn't look good for Pittsburgh on the road this year. We couldn't even beat a rookie quarterback. We got smoked by a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, the only time I think we'll be all right on the road is if it's prime time. They seem to play a little bit differently when it's prime time. But let's say Big Ben misses the full 4 to 6 weeks that Brandon was talking about. Do the Steelers have a chance to make the playoffs if he misses? No?
Not if he's out 6. 4, if we could hold down the fort at 2-2.
Is that possible, though? I mean, you got New England, Baltimore, and Dallas, you said. That's the first 3 games?
Yeah.
So, which one of those are you going to win?
Maybe Baltimore.
On the road? Big Ben can't even win on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm just saying maybe. You got Cleveland after that, so if you can beat the 2 division teams, at least that keeps you up in the division and at least in the race, for the division title. That's their best bet if Roethlisberger's out 4 weeks. If he's out 6 weeks, that takes us to the Colts, the Giants. It's just...
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a deal if the Steelers' defense was healthy at this point. I mean, they look great so far outside of the Philadelphia game and this game last week. A lot of this one last week had to do with some of the injuries. If this defense was completely healthy, I'd say, hey, even without Ben, you still got a chance because you're holding teams to 16 points or less, so you still got a shot. But the way this defense is falling apart right now, the way they looked this past week, combined with Big Ben missing time, man, I don't see. I mean, they could literally go from my AFC favorite to make the Super Bowl to a team that's not even going to make the playoffs.
Please believe. I mean, the defense has nobody on the field right now that's supposed to be playing, and with no Roethlisberger, the offense is, and you can't have two shit sides of the ball. You can't have two terrible sides of the ball and still be able to win, especially in this league.
I'll tell you what,
in a football league. Maybe if that happens, we'll just go to the Arena League. They only got 4 teams. They can use another one. We could probably win that. What is it? The Stupid Cup or something like that?
Will Tom Brady have over or under 400 yards passing in this game?
Over.
Over 400?
Please believe, dude. Gronk's going to have like $175.
Landry Jones, over or under 110 yards passing?
Under.
This game's going to be a blowout.
If Landry Jones gets 100-yard passing, I'll move back to Pennsylvania.
Well, when Big Ben went down last season and they had Vic and Landry Jones, Vic went down actually, and it was just Landry Jones. Wasn't Heath Miller an emergency backup?
Believe it.
So who's their emergency backup now is the real question.
I don't know.
Just put in Le'Veon, man. See what happens.
Why not run the Wildcat?
Hey, you could do it with D'Angelo and Le'Veon and snap it to either one of them. Just line them both up back there.
Shotgun snap it to whoever you want. They can just run wild. Maybe they'll do that. Maybe Haley will run this crazy triple wing option from 1944. Patriots won't see it coming.
All right.
I mean, honestly, if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm doing everything I can to not let Landry Jones have the game in his hand. So I'm trying to hold the ball. I'm trying to run the football. I don't care if you're gaining 3 yards per run. If you're at least getting the first down somehow, just keep plugging away. Keep plugging away. The best way to win this football game for Pittsburgh is to try to keep Brady off of the field. And the only way to do that is control the ball at the line of scrimmage and not get run over by New England's run game.
Well, in doing so, Le'Veon's going to have to get it done on the ground. So over or under 100 yards from him on the ground.
Over.
So you're okay. I don't think he's going to be able to get 100 yards. I think they're going to focus on stopping him at least in the run game. And if he beats him in the passing game once or twice, they'll deal with that. Just make Landry beat you, and I think you'll come out with the win for New England here easily.
I think the offensive line is going to play with a chip on their shoulder this week, just knowing that they got Landry back there, and they know that they're going to have to run the football well. So I think Le'Veon can get it going on the ground.
So what's your key to victory then?
Run the football, man. Honestly, I keep saying it over and over and over and over again. The only way to beat New England is to keep Brady off of the field. You're not going to win in a shootout with Landry Jones at quarterback. Everybody in the world knows that follows American football. Brady carves up Pittsburgh's defense his whole career. I think we might have beat him 3 times maybe in since he's become a starter.
I remember one.
They don't play well against this guy. He eats up zone coverage. Our guys are getting beat. They're beat up. I mean, you got Artie Burns playing hurt. You said Mitchell could be out. Golden could be out. Then you have Jordan Dangerfield and who else even playing safety as Shamarko Thomas is hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, you got jabronis coming off the practice squad. This whole next man up thing, I mean, the mentality works, and it's okay when you have 1 or 2 guys hurt. But we got multiple guys hurt on both sides of the football. So really the only way to win is to control the ball. 35 minutes or more of possession time.
I'm going to say I want to see Todd Haley channel his inner Ken Wisenhunt and run some trick plays, run whatever, just pull out the plays out of your playbook that you were saving for important times. You got to go out there and try to stay in this game, at least try to win this game. Run trick plays, run whatever you can to get the ball in the end zone. I mean, you run a couple trick plays and it gets you a couple touchdowns. That's a way you could stay in this game as well.
Triple wishbone, I'm telling you, man.
Fake punts, fake field goals. Who knows?
Fake throws.
Yeah, when you're down there 1st and goal at the 5-yard line like last season, let Antonio Brown throw a touchdown pass.
What about a Statue of Liberty play? Can Landry Jones pull that off?
He stands back there like the Statue of Liberty. I know that. So,
if Landry struggles, is there any chance we see Mettenberger?
Yeah, I definitely think so, man. If Landry Jones goes out there and just bees himself, we should see Mettenberger at halftime.
Harsh.
I mean, this game could be 35-0 at halftime. Why not put Mettenberger in at that point? I mean, that's why Artie Burns got some playing time in some games earlier this season, was because they were getting blown out or they were blowing a team out. So that's a good time to get him some playing time. We've seen this past week he got involved in some more crucial playing time, and it didn't work out very well for him.
It's brutal. What's your prediction?
Prediction? Oh, man. I'm going to say New England wins. This is the first time I'm going to say the Steelers lose this season. New England's going to win this game 41-17.
Yeah, it's the first time I'm picking Pittsburgh to lose also, and I think it's just going to be a tough game. I don't even know if we can get to 17. I think we lose.
I think if New England scores
12.
35-12, if New England scores a bunch, I think they can let off in the inning. You get some cheap points.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Well, the debate will rage on Facebook. Fans, Mettenberger or Landry Jones? Let us know who you think should start. Hit us up on Twitter at bet_the_spread. Hit me up on Twitter at betjimthewin. Check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/betthespread. Keep coming back to YouTube. Keep listening. Pittsburgh Steelers about to get beat down by the Patriots. Hopefully the bye week will get us healthy.